Alright, so the next show that we have on our list is The Flash. Now, this episode was something else. It really was. Now, let me go over it with you. So, the first thing that happens, Gypsy comes out of the portal and comes for HR, aka Harrison Wells from Earth 2. Now, in the previous episode of The Flash, I had no idea who this person was. I'm sure a lot of people that read the DC Comics could tell who that was. But me, I had a hard time figuring out who that was until it was revealed in this episode that it was a character named Gypsy. Now, I can tell you this. I really like Gypsy in this episode. I could say that it changed. My favorite characters changed a whole lot after this specific DC week. And basically, Gypsy is such a cool character. But I'm not going to stay on that for long. So let's continue to the next plot point. Kid Flash gets more popular. Now, this is something I like too, because you could pretty much, like, after this season, you could pretty much change the title of the show from The Flash to Kid Flash, the show, because I've been noticing that Kid Flash, aka Wally West, has been getting a whole lot of spotlight in these past few episodes, and I don't have anything against it, because he's such a good character, you know? And he's been developed so much since Season 2 when he first appeared. And I really appreciate that his character has come from such a long way. From being this stubborn racer kid to being Kid Flash, you know? It's a big development. Kind of like Thea. I like it. Now, on to the next point. Iris goes for arms deal as a story to fulfill her purpose in life. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was kind of annoyed with Iris in this episode. Like, I know, like, she lives her life and everything, but, like, I was really, really annoyed with her in this episode, because she did some of the most nonsensical things I've probably ever seen in one of these episodes. She runs toward the danger, and we already know that she doesn't have powers. She doesn't have teleportation devices or anything. Like, she doesn't have any of that. And she's going to this danger anyway. Like, that just made me angry. But I'm not going to... Iris is still a great character, though. Like, I understand that she wants to live her life, but... it was dumb. Now, next. Barry is trying to find more ways to change the future. Because we already know that, ever since the last episode, he's been trying to find ways to stop what happens to Iris in the future. When Savitar stabs her and kills her, he's been trying to stop that ever since he saw that vision. So, he's still working on that. The next one, Cisco trains to fight Gypsy so they can prevent HR/Harrison Wells, Earth 2, from going back and facing a death penalty. Now, there's a whole plot point in the episode where Harrison Wells went to this new dimension or this new Earth, and is apparently forbidden in Earth 2. So basically, the people, or the political people on Earth 2 said, "Look, we gotta send Gypsy to get Harrison Wells back because he defied our rules, so he must face the ultimate penalty." And I like this Harrison Wells because I don't know. Like, this seems like the first Harrison Wells that we can actually trust because the last Harrison Wells was he turned out to be Reverse Flash. If that doesn't show you anything, I don't know what will. But I'm not going to get into that right now. Gypsy takes HR until the fight. So basically, what happens is, Gypsy and HR are in this park, right? And the Flash is waiting in the trees. He's to strike. And so he waits till the perfect moment. He launches at Gypsy full force, but then she uses her powers to stop Flash, open up a portal, throw him into it, and then basically handcuff him while on a tree. And that's what I like, because Gypsy is so powerful. I really like how they did that. Next one. Cisco loses all confidence after the fight in the park. The reason why this happened was because Cisco never knew that they went out to the park to ambush Gypsy. They never knew that, because after this, it was basically after Cisco challenged her to the battle, and he felt completely betrayed, in that they didn't have faith in him, so he lost all faith in himself. Which, I was like, no, you can't lose faith in yourself. But that's just me. Barry talks to Cisco and motivates him. Tells him more about what happens to Iris in the park and Savitar and everything. Julian says how to paralyze Gypsy during the fight. So basically, Julian says, look, before she jumps through the portal, she has like a little gap where she's in the air, and if you shoot her then with your portal magic, then you should be able to get her off her feet, and then you'll win. So that's basically what he says. Barry and Iris have an emotional conversation. So Barry discovers that she went to this arms deal, like the crazy person she is, and they have a conversation about like how it's her life, and she wants to go out with a bang, and she wants to do a story that will, place a landmark, and everybody will remember her and stuff. And Barry is trying to talk to her, saying like she's already left a landmark and all that. So yeah. Cisco and Gypsy start to fight. That's everything you need to know. And they basically jump worlds too. Now, to the most important part. Cisco and Gypsy go to Supergirl's Earth. Now, this got me very excited, because for all of you that have, again, I'm referencing this video, for all of you that have watched my Why I Love the DC Television Universe video, you know how much I love Supergirl. So to see Cisco and Gypsy fighting in Catco, like, for the amount of time that we see it, and we actually see Miss Tessmacher. Now, here's the thing about Miss Tessmacher. Now, I'm going into Supergirl. I know we're talking about the Flash, but just going back to Supergirl for a second. We've never really seen her in the episodes ever since, I think, episode 2, where Superman was still there. I think that's the only time. I think that was the last time we saw her until now, of course. But yeah. So she's seeing them fight in the portal opening and all that. And she's basically like,
everyone can see all this dripping magic stuff, right?
Yeah, why?
With my meds.
So yeah, on to the next point. Cisco wins the fight. So basically, he follows the advice that Julian gave him, and he strikes once Gypsy is in the air. And so that way he wins the fight. Cisco and Gypsy form chemistry. This is something I like because for some reason, Cisco is always gone for the girls that are like evil. Well, I don't think Gypsy is necessarily evil anymore, but you know, she's probably in the middle. So yeah, they form chemistry. Barry loves Iris' story about the arms dealers. Yes, so she ends up finishing the story, and Barry reads it like 15 times, I think, you know, because he could read things super fast, and you know, he basically loves it. So he like, oh, whew, okay, so he loves it, and you know, he talks about how much he loves the story and how much he loves her and everything. You know, all nice and sweet. And then we get to the final point. Barry says, oh wait, get this. Barry says that instead of him saving Iris, Kid Flash will. Now don't worry, at some point Barry will still save Iris.
That was a lot scarier a second ago.
But at the same time, he's basically saying, like, I'm gonna train you, and you are the one that's going to primarily save Iris. So that's what I think he means. Alright, so that's it for The Flash. On to Arrow.